What's going on, everybody? How we doing? Tim here, Volatility Trading. Hopefully you're all having a good week. Jason, Zishan, Kevin, how you doing? Anybody else that's lurking in the background, I appreciate y'all being here. It is March 12th, 2021. My crystal ball says the SPY is going to close at 394.05. Constantine, good morning, sir. How'd everybody do? You know you like seeing my balls, Zishan. Happy Friday, Run Datu. How are you? All kind of rhymes here today. I had everything set up except for this. It's the one thing I did not have set up. Always forgetting something. At least I had everything else set up. I did forget. My mic was kind of off to the side. I definitely screwed that up as well. But I have everything else set up, which is kind of a first. It's kind of a first. But as you guys can see, here is our week. And look at this, guys. I got my green screen really working. Pretty excited about that. It might be a little too bright on my face. It might be making my face a little too bright. Let's see. Turn that down a little bit. Is that better? Yeah, it's a little bit better. But basically what I did is the little guy that I had that was over here, and I had the really big guy up on a tripod over here on this side, so that I could get the whole green screen. The green screen's right here. You guys can't see it, obviously. And I was having issues getting the lighting. I actually almost bought new lighting. Well, my brother actually came over today, and he said, well, why don't you take that big one that's over there, and it's almost like a stick, and I actually bought it for the kids with the dual purpose of using it for the channel, because it's RGB, and so I can change it to any color. But he said, take that, turn it horizontal, and stick it up there. So I did, and it's working really well. So Justin, my brother, thank you. I appreciate that. Brian in the house, what's up? Intensity Stock Watch, how we doing? The winner of all of our hearts, the hero that none of us deserve, Brian in the house, if that is his real name. We will never know. Maybe I'll get him drunk enough when I meet him in Vegas for the first time, and I'll ask him, to see his driver's license, which will probably be a fake anyway. So, Zishan kicking my dog, also ordering Chickadee China Chinese chicken. Jay, what's up, man? Jeff Towers in the house, the winner of the ISW t-shirt over on GD's channel. If you didn't know that, Jeff, now you do. The man, the myth, the legend. So, as you guys can see, here was our week of March 6th through March 12th. I was actually just thinking, and I know I've never given you guys a reason to want to see my statements, let alone it wouldn't really be anything worth looking at. I'm not Max, the $1 million per trade trader. I'm none of that, right? So I know there's no hey, I want to see your statements, but I do want to eventually get into showing you that stuff, because I've been completely open and honest with you guys from day one, and I don't want that to ever stop. So I feel even though no one is asking for it, I'm probably going to start making a video at the end of the month, just to kind of show that stuff, and I'll probably make one video kind of backdating everything from when I switched over from CMEG to Interactive Brokers, just to have it out there, right? Just so that in the future there's no this, that, there's none of that. The whole point of being completely open with all of you is so that I can make sure that 5 years down the road, when I am making over $1,000 a day, I will be able to have absolutely no one even just question that it's the real deal. That's the whole point, right? Build that foundation, be completely upfront and honest and open and transparent the whole time, right? There hasn't been a single day since I started this YouTube channel that I have not shown you exactly what's happened. Even the days that I did not trade, I made a video, I made a community post, a Twitter post, like whatever it is, to make sure that you always knew what was happening. So with that said, which was kind of a funny thing from the end of my video or live stream this morning, we'll move forward. But I just wanted to kind of get that out there and just let you guys know that I plan on doing that. That's all. Wait, what? There's ISW swag? Yeah, you gotta hit B up for it. I actually have a hat, Mom, if you want to wear it around, as well as a shirt. I don't think the shirt will fit you, but. So GDT gives away shirts because he's rich, and I'm not. He also gives away shirts because, I don't know. He likes to give away shirts. Maybe I'll make a shirt. You know, would it really make you happy if at this point I'm making a shirt just because GDT made a shirt, just because he's giving it away, that I will now make a shirt and give it away? Like, would that really, like, to me, it just kind of, you know, I mean, I am a large, to answer your question, Jeff, but I'd rather him give it to someone else if you can't fit in it. Just use it as like a dish towel or something. I'll say, yeah, you guys don't want the ISW swag anyway. You want the volatility trading swag. Yeah, GDT's back, man. He's been trading for almost 2 weeks now. I guess it's really only been a week because he's had a bunch of days off and whatnot. Exactly. I don't see GDT spinning any wheels. Does GDT have live streams every Friday night and say, yo, at the end of it, one of you are going to be the coolest people for the rest of the weekend? I don't think so. That's only me, Tim, volatility trading, right here. You guys are all awesome for being here. I appreciate it. Something unique, Speedos or something? Oh, yeah. That's actually a good idea. First followers when you become rich and famous. Dude, my channel will never be a really, really popular channel because I don't cater to those people. And I'm sure you guys, if any of you hang around in the actual live stream, every once in a while we'll get like I just call them the 90%ers. You get a 90%er that comes in, and I do my best because it might just be a legit like person that just got into the industry. And I try to feel my way around that. I ask, you know, like, how long have you been trading? You know, what do you know so far? You know, I ask those questions. So, because I'm not going to just be a dick to somebody that's new. We were all new at some point. But if you're going to sit here and tell me you've been trading for 6 months and this and that, and you don't even, and then you start asking like these silly questions that Google can answer, then I start to get a little like, you know, I only like to cater to people that do their own due diligence, put in the hard work. You know, that's why my channel will never necessarily grow to, you know, those numbers. And I'm not looking for it to grow to those numbers. I want to talk to you guys, the people that are dedicated to this, the ones that don't do anything but think about trading all the time. And it's what you want to do. It's what you want to be successful at. Those are the people that I want to talk to. Now, Grant, like I said, every once in a while you get one maybe out of 20 of those people that come in that are just brand new, right? And I'm happy about that, right? Because then I get a chance to say, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And there's a lot of things, like you can almost try to point them in the absolute right direction. But at the same time, you know, I, don't like to badmouth people if I don't have to. If people ask me a question, I'm going to be honest about it. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way to bash on others, because it's really not my style, unless I've had a couple beers and then, then all bets are off. So I remember when there was 15 of us. I mean, I don't think there's even 15 of you in here right now, is there? Oh, there's 16. Look at you guys. But there's only 6 likes? 7? Come on. Come on. That's pathetic, guys. There should always be likes equal to the amount of people that are in here. I mean, how hard is it for you if you're going to sit here and watch me for, you know, what is it? Probably takes 2 seconds, maybe? And maybe if you're off the screen or doing something else, 3 seconds to click over and just hit the little like button there. I mean, come on. Look at me sounding like a YouTuber. Thanks. You guys are all making me sound like a YouTuber by saying hit the like button and all that stuff. Biz, what's up? Brad, what's up? Hopefully those buns in the oven that you keep saying you're going to bake me and bring up to me and still haven't gotten. It's probably because you're like 15 and don't have a driver's license. I like how Brad just gets younger every time we talk to him. Yeah, you're right, Ma. Not everyone likes me. There is one person that once my video like processes and goes live, like they immediately come find it and hit the dislike button. It's actually rather funny, and it's also very sad for that. I feel sad for that person. Like, can you imagine like subscribing to a channel, purposely like waiting for a video to come out just so that you can go click on it like right away and then hit the dislike button and then go about your day? Like, can you imagine being like that pitiful? Like, I can understand like if it's a bad video and like someone can like actually dislikes the video and it happened, you know, like, I mean, I guess it could happen right away, but I mean, it literally, if it's a 10-minute video and I upload it and it's like 1 minute and there's already a dislike, it's like, well, you didn't even watch the video. Why are you disliking it? It's like, you obviously know that that's exactly what they're doing. But I would be okay with it if you actually dislike the video, you should dislike the video. That's why the option's there. But for someone to actually be subscribed to a channel just so that they can get it in their feed, so they can click on it every single day it comes out and they can dislike it, and you know they have the bell, the notifications on, because there's the dislike is there almost instantly, like every time. It's like I feel bad for that person, but I digress. Let's go over these trades real quick. We had 31 trades, and Tuesday at on Tesla, which, I mean, I guess this was a loss, but it was basically break even, 9 cents. But then we went long on it and made all that back. But at 10, 19, and 33 seconds in the morning on Tuesday, from that point on, we did not have a losing trade. So that's a good thing. It's an X. Ma, meatloaf. My mom makes a pretty good meatloaf. I actually didn't like meatloaf growing up, and then she started, and then I guess you know as you grow up, you just start to kind of try things that you hated when you were a kid, and you're like, wow, this is actually really good. Tomatoes were actually a big one for me. I hated tomatoes growing up. I didn't like meatloaf growing up, and now those two, I love both of those. I wouldn't say love, but I like them. I used to eat all the time. I mean, I still eat way too much. I had I had that stressful day today, like this morning and all that. I remember telling you guys that's why I sized way down this morning. And I didn't let that stop me when it came to dinner time, because dinner time absolutely wrecked my diet for the day. Just absolutely wrecked it. Biz, do you have any long-term stock investments? Not yet. Not yet. You're welcome, Thomas. These things are awesome. My brother said he doesn't think they actually taste like Mountain Dew. He says that it's missing the bite that like a normal Mountain Dew has. And like I can understand what he's saying, but at the same time, like I think it tastes pretty damn close. Okay. So let's go over some of these trades. We'll just skip and we'll go over the notable ones. So Zila was our first trade that clearly did not do what we wanted it to do. So let's drag it over here, and we can use this later. Let me make sure this is up. I think it tastes the same too. I mean, like he said, he said it kind of tastes the same. He just didn't think it had that bite to it. All right. So Zila was our first loser of the week. We did have a trade on GME there back when it was 180, 186, 190 is when we got short. Crazy. Oops. I'm going to try something here. If I do this, and then this, and then if I make it bigger. Oh, yeah, look at that. There we go. That's perfect. Hopefully it stays like that every time I open a new one. Maybe I'll just leave this one open and it'll just plop on top of it. We'll see. So Zila was a little frustrating because we ran out of shares. If you go back and watch this one live, we had the line here. We were playing the double top. It went through. Had a nice little push through 3. Got one ad. We tried to add like 10 times right there on that candle that you can kind of see but can't. This red candle. And if we would have got that ad, it was a 1-1-2. We were trying to hit it for the 2. And when it came down here, we would have been just fine. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. So we were trying to be patient to see if it would come down. We were trying to get out break even. It never got there. Ended up taking half our shares off, put the stop at high of day. And as you can see, it went up there and got us. So that was a pretty frustrating trade. I'm not going to lie. We'll minimize that one just to see if it holds. And then SOL was right after it. And we don't have, of course, the chart for this one. That was the one I didn't take a picture of that day. So what we're going to do is let's come back over here. Go back over here. Gotta go back a couple days. Well, this was on the 9th. Okay. Do that. We're going to load it up over here just to make sure we get our entries right. So 1225 and 1247. Okay. Then we're going to do this. And where's my little thing? All right. So 1227 was right here. So our first entry was right about there. And then we got to add in at 1247, which was right here. So that was our 2 ads. And as you can see, this thing just did not want to cooperate. It tried to drop, as you can see right there. We were actually in the green. Now we didn't take any off because we were obviously looking for about half the move. We had previous resistance there. Draw that a little bit straighter. Previous resistance there. Our entries were up here, right? So we had a pretty good average. We're looking for at least half the move right about there. Unfortunately, we didn't get anywhere close to that. And then we ended up stopping out for the break of 1250. So it was it would have looked like this. So if we draw our entries, we would have had one there, one there. Let me just do bigger dots. So we would have one there, and then our cover was right there. So nothing too crazy. Just didn't work, right? We're looking for take profit down near this 12. And where's 12? Right about here. Oops. Right about here. Right real close to that previous resistance. But we didn't get it, right? We had a nice pop. It tried to drop and then just grinded. And look at that thing. Just grinded and then never came below 13 again. Crazy, right? These are the ones that can be dangerous. This is exactly what MTSI did to me, where we had the big move up like this, and then it just kind of consolidated up here, right? Same with LYV. LYV was basically like straight up, and then it tried to drop a little bit, and then it just went like this. So it's like just because you get this big move, you're going to have those outliers that don't always work. So always keep that in mind, and you got to be careful. So that was SOL. Nothing too crazy about it. It wasn't a big loss. We just got in, didn't work. We realized it wasn't working, and it was turning into a grinder, so we took it off. Pretty simple. Simple stuff there. Nice small loss, and just how we like it. All right, let's go back to the dashboard. Works for keto? Yeah. Sorry, I was reading my mom and Brian flirting with each other. All right, but then we came back with Can. Let's see, Can was actually a pretty good trade. Let's pull that one up. CAN. Did I get a better picture of it? Okay, there we go. All right, so unfortunately that didn't work, so we'll have to. So Can, it gave us a real nice pop, right? Previous resistance down here. We got short up here, and then we realized that it was not pushing through 26. We wanted to get some size, so we actually added, you can see 2 arrows in there. And that's 2 separate entries. And as we came down, we scaled out, and this was just a really nice trade. This is exactly how you draw them up. You can't draw them up too much better than this. Nope, don't want to save. I guess I can close out of the other one because it's not going to do me any good. Next notable trade. These Tesla ones were crap. Carve. Okay, SCKT. So this was actually a pretty good example of what I've been really preaching these last 2 weeks about what my edge is. And my edge, and I try to say it as much as I can whenever I can, but when you're looking for an edge, and I'm sure if we scrolled out on this chart, you would see that this line is probably the high of day from yesterday or pre-market or after hours, whatever it is. This line is usually why I have that there. And it's usually where you see a breakout happen, right? Look, grindy, 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 grind, 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 and then what do you see? The big candles, right? So we had all this chop, 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 not too many big candles, and then boom, right? This is what the scanner finds. It finds you these nice, big, intense moves. Intensity stockwatch scanners. They are there to find you these intense moves, which brings us to what our edge is. Our edge is looking for an intense move into a pullback, into a retracement, whatever you want to call it. Intense move, parabolic, whatever you want to call it, into pullback, retracement, again, whatever you want to call it. That is the edge. So when we get this big move up, right, we were a little bit early, felt a little bit of a jiggle, wasn't quite, done, keeps going, get the scale in, and then boom, pullback, wash, scale back. Wash is another good one you can call it. That's what you're looking for. What it does after that, right? Intense move, pullback, pop, drop, parabolic, wash, whatever you want to call it. After it does that, that is the edge. That is the high probability play that we are looking for every single trade right off the scanner. Is completely who the F knows. Nobody knows what that thing is going to do after you get that high probability play. And sometimes, as I've shown you before, even on that SOL trade, it's not always going to happen this way. But the odds, which is what this is, right? It's a game of odds. And if you play the odds correctly, you can be the house. You can be the casino. You can be the one on the right side of it if you just put yourself in the right situation every single time. The house always wins because they have the odds in their favor. So over time, the odds are going to play out in their favor. It's just how it works. So if you can do that, you can find something that has a high probability of winning and just do the same thing over and over and over and over again over millions of trades, it's going to work out in your favor. So what that is for me is the intense move into the pullback. If you're early, you can scale in, right? That's part of the plan. And you're looking for the wash. The whole point is when that wash happens, when that drop happens, when that retracement happens, when that pullback happens, is you want to have your average in a pretty decent spot. How you get that? You scale in. That's why you would see like a 1 if it keeps going, 2, right? Because now your average is here after the 1, then your average, if you hit it with 2, it would go up to about half of that, right? So if your average is here and you hit it here, that would make your average about here, right? So you're trying to keep your average up. And then so when you get that wash, drop, retracement, pullback, you're ready for it. and you can make some money, right? So what I'm getting at though is after that, after you get that pullback, what it does is completely up to who's trading it. Are the buyers going to step back in and buy that wash? Or are they going to be scared and you're going to get more of a sell-off? Anybody know? Because I sure the heck don't. And if you do, then, you know, give me your chat room fee and I will pay it. What happened here on socket? Dropped. Back to high of day, right? As you're watching the rest of these charts, you're going to see a very, very, very similar pattern on all of them. Here's the next trade, next notable trade, gamble. This is probably, again, this line coming across. It's going to be the tip of something. It's either the high of pre-market, the high of yesterday, the high of yesterday's after hours, the high of yesterday's pre-market. It's one of those. If I ever draw a line, that's what it is. And I always scroll in to take these pictures so you can actually see the trade and the candles. But when I'm trading, it's actually zoomed out. Kind of like over here. Oh, crap. Sorry. It's like over here. Actually, let me go back one. So this is actually what my charts look like when I'm trading them. Like I have 2 full days. So if I go to, what was one of my trades from today? Let's see. Well, AMC's not going to be on. Let's see, DS maybe? I mean, we could kind of use DS, I guess. But basically, I would be like, that's where the line comes from. Something like that. But in most cases, where did I trade DS? Wouldn't it show up on here? I guess I have to scroll over. Oh, there you go. So, like, I would draw this line here, right? Because you got that. So, nice extension through that. Down here, that was just a crazy move. And I got in here looking for it to possibly double top into here. And it just never got there, right? We felt the jiggle on that top, which, again, we'll get to this chart later. I was just trying to show you, like, this, the 2 days worth is what I'm looking at. So as the day's happening, I can see all of yesterday from pre-market all the way through to current time. So again, gamble. Intense move, goes up through that resistance, starts to extend itself. We get short. It decides to keep going with no pullback, right? We didn't get that. I mean, I guess there was a little bit of a pullback there. Kind of missed it. We were probably looking for that 1650 area. But sometimes, like, you get the quick action and it's kind of like a jiggle and it's still kind of deciding whether it wants to go higher or lower. So that could have been what happened here. But then it obviously does go higher. We get the add and then we get the pullback, right? We get the actual pullback, the red candles. I was gonna say, a lot of times too, it's like, I mean, even on the last one you saw where it was just a really quick pullback, but it was much bigger than this one. It actually got down to a key level where this one was kind of just like up near the top. And we were obviously looking for a little bit more. So sometimes like the move tries to stop, but it's just not quite done yet. And the FOMO kind of just happens a little bit more. And then that's when you can kind of scale in, get your average up there. And because obviously, right, you know, our average is up here now. So you can kind of tell what happened there. All right, next notable trade, LKCO. So this one was actually a lot of fun. It was a penny stock. I saw it going towards $1, and I got a little frisky with it. Sorry, flashbacks from the Discord. If you guys want to know what the whole frisky thing and why I just laughed at it, you'll have to join the Discord during the day, because, yeah. But needless to say, this actually ended up being a pretty good trade, but I didn't like it at all. I believe we ended up making, yeah. So we actually got pretty heavy on this thing. I want to say we got like 600 shares of it. Oops. Yeah, we ended up at 600 shares, but it filled me really weird to start, which ended up being a good thing, I guess. But I ended up kind of, I wouldn't say fighting it, but it was a lot of fun playing it. So scroll down. Guess we can scroll. Okay, so we're there. Uh, I just remember getting short. It only filled me like 12 of my 100 shares. And then so I tried to add, and I did the wrong math. And I ended up taking like 72 more shares, thinking that was going to equal 100, but it only equaled 90. So then the next one was like 110. And then I just started hitting it for 100 and 100. And I had every intention of hitting it for like 300 if it got up to 110. Because, I mean, this thing was going straight up. I mean, there was no stop. It was just straight up. And obviously we know that's usually not sustainable. I really didn't think on this move it was going to even get to $1. But the fact that it did and got through, I wish I would have smacked it for a little bit more. But I didn't really feel a jiggle here because I remember this trade. It just kind of got there and then just started free falling. So the fact that we even got this one, I was kind of happy because I just kind of hit it on the way up with the intentions of smashing it if it kept going. And yeah, we just put an order out there for if it flushed through $1, and it did, and we got filled. So that was kind of the end of that trade, and it was a weird trade, but it was kind of fun. I was also just confused because I did bad math, and you guys know how I am with math. It's so funny too. Blank screen? Not me, no sound. I think it's just hit refresh, Jag. I think it might just be you. But it's so funny how like math was my favorite subject, and I was actually like really good at math. And I don't know. Apparently, I just let that one slip away. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Zishan asked, "Do I recycle shares?" I have. Yeah. If I feel it's the only time you'll kind of see me recycle shares, like where's that chart that we were at? So let's take Zila just for an example, but let's say I didn't run out of shares. So obviously we got our line, got short, looking for it to double top. It didn't. Try to get an ad, and say we actually got an ad here, and it tries to come down, but doesn't really give us a good pullback. Just like say it hangs around here, but I hammered up here thinking that was the top, and then it goes higher. I would like, this is where I would recycle shares. I would take off those that I added and wait for it to do whatever it's going to do, and then I'll look to add those back. So that's really the only time like I'll recycle shares. Yeah, I mean that's the simple answer for that. I try not to, because I'm usually, if I'm wrong, I cut kind of person. So like if I'm wrong, I cut. Like it's usually that simple. But if I feel like if I didn't really get a pullback that I'm happy with yet, there are times where, and as long as the move is still moving the way that I want, like this obviously turned into a grinder too anyway, I obviously wouldn't be happy with this trade, so I would just cut that. There's no question about it. But if it was something that was moving fast and I hammered it with some size thinking that was the top and then it's not, I would have no problem cutting those for a small loss, looking to add them back higher just to get a better average, right? It's almost like taking a paper cut within a trade and then looking to add those back higher. So you're going to take a realized loss, but in reality, you're only taking the loss from where you took those shares and then took them off within that trade, because your average is going to stay up there. So when you add those shares even higher, it's going to bring your average up even more. I mean, obviously that should kind of make sense if you know what recycling shares is all about. If I know what that's from. Are you talking about Madaz? Oh yeah, and then Biz says it right on there. Do I watch Daily Resistance? Augustin says. I do. Yeah. I have the daily up. So I have the 2-minute chart, just like I showed you earlier, and then next to that I have the 60-minute and the daily. I really like the 60-minute because I think that shows you it shows you pre-market and after hours as well. And I really like the levels that it gives you there. I've found a lot of levels on the 60-minute that you don't see on the daily, that actually get used a little bit more, I think, than the daily. Because the daily, it's just such a big picture that sometimes the intraday like support and resistance doesn't ever necessarily get to those daily levels. But when they do, the daily does always act as pretty good resistance. Zishan. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, that was pretty funny. Can you use daily resistance on stocks that are at all-time high? No, you can't. Has anyone been using new running P&L on TraderSync? Not sure on that one. Seems like it's still in the works. That's actually something that I asked them to implement. So, and it is a work in progress. The last time I checked, it wasn't up. Did they add it back again? No, I don't think they did, because it was like under here, if I believe, under the chart. And I had messaged them about that last week, and they said that they were still working on it. They're also working on being able to share the trades, because I have all my trades public, but when I try to share them, they don't always work. It gives me a link, but for some reason, it doesn't actually seem to work. But maybe I haven't tried it this week, so maybe that's something they fixed, and I just haven't got around to it. Look at DS today. It hit daily resistance at 330 and made the reversal. Let's see. I mean, I don't see any daily resistance at 330. I see some up here at 340. And more up here, 352. 365. I mean, there was some here. I don't remember why I drew this chart. Oh, that's right. It was this line here from pre-market. Yeah, whatever this line, 305. Oh, that was a pretty good one. Was that off of here? Yeah, pretty much bounced right off of that. But, I mean, there are going to be times. I mean, look, this was a pretty good line here, right at 3, and it seemed to not even care. I mean, look at when it went up through 3. It did it in pre-market, and in the big move, it went straight through it. So sometimes the daily, when you get an intense move on a lot of volume, they don't care about those kind of levels. They just keep on buying. The FOMO is real. The people that think when it makes a move like this and then it's just going to keep on going, power to them, because that's kind of how we're making our living, because of them. It sucks somebody's on the other side of the trade, but if you don't want to do the hard work and figure out why that's not always going to work, then that's on you. All right, WPG. I was almost caught up. Let me catch up. Jag with the blank screen thing. Hopefully Jag got it fixed. Just my channel? It's so weird. Jag's the only one having the issue, right? Why are you drinking a latte with 2 shots of espresso? Are you planning on pulling an all-nighter? All good? All right, cool. All right, WPG, where are you at? There we are. So this was a good trade. I'm actually curious. I think I 1-1-1 this one with the intention of hitting it on the other side. Yeah, I did. But I did scale out. Interesting that I took 50. Oh, I didn't take 50 off. That was just how it filled me. It filled me 50 and then 100. Oops. So I remember this one. It made the nice move, right? We had our previous resistance right here. Started making the intense move. We started it, added, and then it broke through 450. And it didn't feel like it started to jiggle, but it was kind of like it wasn't really fight. It was kind of jiggling, but moving up a penny, a penny, a penny, a penny. Like it was still kind of going up. And every time I've kind of seen that happen in the past, instead of it just being bid, ask, bid, ask, bid, ask, when it finally hits that top, when it keeps going up that penny, a lot of times you'll see buyers seeing that the price is still going up, and then you get another like push. So I remember like in the moment making that decision to just take another one, and then if it pushed up a little bit more, like to 470, 480, to get the other half of that too. My mistake was, once I realized it wasn't doing that, was not hitting the other half. And I did that at some point today, I think, on one of my trades. I don't remember exactly. Or no, I think it was yesterday on, no, maybe it was today. When we get there, we'll see. Where I hit it 1-1, and then I did this again, but I think we were at like a $0.50 or whole dollar, and I wanted to save it just in case it popped through, even though it didn't seem like it wanted to, but it didn't, and then I hit it on the way back down because I wanted that ad because I knew that's where I wanted it around that area. I just wasn't sure if it was going to pop through or not, and if it did, I figured why not just get a little bit of a better average. If not, I just hit it on the way down, and we're good to go. So, but this one was just a 1-1-1, and then obviously you can see it dropped pretty much down to where we got in for the first time, so that was a nice one. Obviously wish we would have scaled out because it obviously made a little bit more of a drop. It actually went into a halt, which was a little bit frustrating. I do remember that one, but it was still a good trade, so can't really complain too much. Jag means the hold his mouth. I really like coffee and I had a headache. Caffeine makes my headaches go away. Caffeine is the reason you get headaches. It's the same reason why I get headaches drinking soda. You ever wonder why if you stop drinking soda, you get headaches? It's because you're addicted to the caffeine. It's your withdrawal. On DS, I see that late February 2020 consolidation between 330 and 350. I'm not going to look at it again. I mean, chart technicals is just that. It's chart technicals. It's really not. I mean, I can scroll back, but I'll just give it a peek-see. You guys know at this point, I trade price action. I'm not trading technicals. So whatever it did back in February of 2020, I could really care less. I mean, yeah, you can see these lines extend a little bit. They kind of touch the same key areas. And, I mean, yeah, those are there, and they do usually become a factor, but you're not going to get a move that goes right. I mean, look, it didn't get to any of these lines. So if you're waiting for it to get to those lines, you're gonna be missing trades all the time. I mean, those were two good trades that were mixed in there that got nowhere near those levels. So it's like if you're looking for those key levels on the daily, you're gonna be waiting a long time. And this is a problem that I used to have, and I guess this is kind of a good transition into something else real quick. That I used to try to trade quality instead of quantity, but that's also because I didn't realize that within quality there was plenty of quantity to be had. But I had these parameters where I wanted to get a trade only if the trade met my criteria of XYZ. And it was more like, TUVWXYZ. It was a lot. And so I was taking 1-2 trades a day. And granted, the win percentage was high, but when that trade that came along that didn't work, I ended up saying, yo, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to work. The whole reason I took you is because you're supposed to work. And then you end up fighting it because you don't want to be proven wrong. And then you end up losing a lot of money because you don't have risk management in place and become a deer in headlights once it does something you weren't expecting because it snowballs, right? And over time, I started to slowly realize that just wasn't the way to do it. The more things you have in place, the more reasons you have to not take trades, it's going to be hard. It's going to make things a lot harder on you. I'll just leave it at that. It's something to ponder, something to think about. Yeah, I have an addiction. I'm normally pretty hyperactive. Dude, you remind me of you're like the memes of a scalp trader. You are a scalp trader and you're drinking all this coffee and espresso and like you're that guy who's like 18 years old and looks 50. That's also why I like trading for a living. Any other job I wouldn't be able to focus, but with trading it provides enough stimulus with all the flashy numbers and candles. Turn that down a little bit. It's actually getting a little hot. You're absolutely right, Tim. Taking few trades can mess your trading psychology fighting that trade. Yeah, it does. The chaos the market provides is really my zen. Nothing else is as calming. I can't wait to get to that point because that is not the case for me. For me, the market is a utility at this point where I'm not to like, obviously I love trading and there's nothing else I'd rather be doing for a living. But at the same time, like I'm still fearful that might not be the case. So I feel like until I make it, which obviously you never make it, you're always progressing, but like once I realize that I can make this work, is I guess more of a better way of saying it, then I maybe start to relax a little bit. So it's definitely a lot of hard work. It's a lot of pressure, and that's part of the problem as well, right? The more pressure you put on yourself, the harder it is, because scared money don't make money. Sounds like a squirrel. What? I didn't mean utility like that, but I just meant more of it's something that I'm trying to make sure is around for a very long time for me. It's not something that I want to just do and then, move on to the next thing. Like, this is what I want to do. I'm not even going to say that out loud, but well, I mean, there's so every once in a while, I feel like a good tidbit kind of comes into my head, and I'm like, I feel like I should probably share it. But you're right. Let's get back to the trades. As GDT would say, let's trade. What do you guys think of GDT's channel so far? I'm actually really interested in one of his videos when he finally puts it out of the new setup that he has. We still haven't seen it yet. He keeps teasing us with it. See, next notable trade. I'm trying to remember, this OCGN trade was actually pretty good. Let me see. This is the trade. This is the one I was talking about, where we got the one, right? We tried the double top again. I really need to stop doing that. I used to do it all the time, and I always ended up having to fight a trade. And then I stopped doing it, and then my first entry would be here, and then my second entry would be there, and it would be a much easier trade. I don't know. I guess maybe the FOMO lately, these past couple weeks have been pretty slow. And this is why it's good to review your trades, because I'm realizing that I did this a bunch this week. And it's something I used to do all the time, and it would always burn me, because then you get this move after. And I need to start recognizing that I need to probably be a little bit more patient, because a lot of times you get this extra move. So, but anyways, this was a 1 right here, a 1, and then I hit it for another 1, looking for it to go up further through that 950, and it didn't, right? So once I realized it didn't, I got that other 1 in there, right, to make it a 2. So this is essentially a 1, 1, 2, and it got our average up nice. And then when we got the wash, we got paid, right? That was actually a really nice trade. I actually enjoyed that. It would have been even better if I just did a 1-2 from up there, because then my average would have been way up there, and it would have been sweet. All right. Next notable trade. Well, that was it, really, because today, we can go over today's trades. Let me pull this back over. No comment. Gladia's back. Yeah, hell yeah. Missed him. I was making $50, $100 a day when I first started watching him. Crazy to look back and see how far I've come. Yeah, a lot of consistency, man. You have it down. I see you posting your P&L in there every day, and it's all about consistency. Brian preached it for a very long time, and I heard him preaching it. It was just I couldn't make it happen, so it was actually kind of sad on my part. But we ended up making it work. But if you can make $20 a day, you can make $20,000 a day. It's just more zeros. The chart's going to look the exact same. As long as you're trading the right stocks, which come right off the scanners, what else can you ask for? They're going to be liquid stocks. They're going to be ones that have volume. So it's very scalable. That's the beauty of this. When you're trading the front side, there's always going to be volume. The heck is that, Kevin? Is that like an emoji or something? I didn't even know that those were a thing. GT is a very good trader. I really like the way he trades. If he respects his rules, he will make money and conserve it. I agree. Reviewing sessions is crazy important for sure. The largest strides I've taken were the result of watching recordings of myself trading. It's exactly why I started doing it in the first place. And the other reason the channel actually kind of started was because I figured I was uploading the videos to watch back myself anyway. Why not find a way to hold myself accountable to do it? And I said, if I make a channel where I have to post my trades every single day, that'll be a pretty good way to hold myself accountable. And so far it's worked. Buffering? Like, is it just going to sit like that? Or is something actually loading? That's going to like bother me. All right. All caught up. Let's go over the trades from today. We had AMC. All right, there we go. Let's see if that changed. Okay. So AMC, this one was pretty standard. It's I guess I don't need to scroll out that far. The daily on AMC was kind of crap. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but couldn't really complain too much about what it was doing. What I didn't like the most about the daily was it was coming up, right? It was kind of making a nice ascending triangle. So I was really looking for this to kind of keep going. But at the same time, when you get a move after that same kind of ascending triangle formed right here, that is this large, right? After you get a big move this large, it's hard to ignore, right? So, but what do you see? What you see here is the tops up here where I felt the jiggle, and my entry is right here. That's because I wanted to make sure that because what it was kind of doing on the way up here was it was kind of like a small jiggle, and then it would go higher, and then a small jiggle, and then it would go higher, and then a small jiggle, and then it would go higher. So I was really waiting for that real jiggle, where it just did it for about, a good 10 seconds or so, and then started to come down, and then that's when I hit the button. Meme stock, I don't trust them, right? But they can't just go straight up. It's not how it works. So, you guys aren't even seeing what I'm drawing. Sorry. Wrong. I had the wrong chart up, my bad. I mean, you guys could see the chart, so you guys kind of understand. I was drawing this. I was saying the breakout, it pretty much went straight up, and then I was saying it was going up, small jiggle, up, small jiggle, up, small jiggle, up, small jiggle. So I was basically waiting for it to really jiggle, like so, and then finally give us that drop, and then that's when we decided to get in. And like I was saying, it's a meme stock, so I didn't really want to mess with it too much. And we took smaller share size pretty much all day, so the size was never really an issue. Never felt like I was just going to get out of control. And this was definitely one of those trades where it's like I'm going to get in, and if it was a complete fake out, it starts doing this and then goes higher, cut, right? It's a starter position. It's a risky stock to play. It's a lower float, and it is what it is. VT, will you be scaling up to trade more shares? Yes and no. My way of what you put in that get out of here. Yeah, Thomas, that was the penny stock one that went through $1, and it was because of the bad math. That's the one I was talking about earlier. I don't remember the name of the ticker. You're going to make me look real quick. Which one was it? Oh, here it is. LKCO. All right. So that was AMC. BlackBerry, this was another one where I was kind of iffy about it, as you can tell with the quick cover. But again, I mean, you've seen it in all my charts, right? Previous resistance, you get the intense move, looking for the short off the jiggle, looking for the drop into the cover. What does it do after the pullback, right? Intense move into the pullback. What's it do, right? It bounces, consolidates, goes lower. How many times do you see the same thing, intense move, bounces, consolidates a little bit on the bounce, and then goes higher, right? What it does after that pullback, we don't care, right? We don't care. Our edge is this. Intense move, pullback. Pop, drop. Parabolic, wash. That's what we're looking for. That is the edge. DS. Oops. That would help if I... DS. We got 2 trades on this one. Let me scroll in a little bit so it's easier to see. So DS, we already went over this one. But again, the volume came in afternoon pretty much straight up. I was actually looking for this to stop before 3, which is right here, but it just didn't. It just went right through it, so which is even better, right? Anytime you get the whole number break, that's just usually where you get a ton of selling pressure, right? You get people that were long saying, I just want that $3 break. They start to sell. You get people starting to short knowing that that's going to happen. You almost always get that pushback through the whole dollar. So if you can get short on the other side of the whole dollar somewhere, now granted, if it keeps going up to like 320, you should really hopefully have an average above the whole dollar, looking for it to just try to come back down and retest the whole dollar. But if it just goes right through the whole dollar, which is right here, you should always look for it to come back down through. And that's exactly what we did. And we got that wash. And again, here we go. Again, intense move, pull back, kind of chop, and goes higher. So what it does after we get our edge, nobody knows, right? Are the sellers going to come in? They did, right? After we got the pullback, this thing tried to go high of day, got shoved back down to the same spot, went back all the way to high of day, right? It went through high of day, then fake out, breakout, comes all the way back down here, goes much lower than 50% of that move. It was right about at 50%, and then gets bought up, right? You can't predict that stuff. You cannot, any of this in here, you cannot predict any of that. That's just random chop. Who steps in, who doesn't. The imbalance goes one way or the other, and that's that. You have no way to predict that. What you can predict is on a big move like this, eventually people that are buying are going to say, okay, this is just getting insane. I can't buy all the way up here. Goes through a whole dollar. Okay, it went through a whole dollar. Anybody that is long is saying, okay, I have to take profits. You have short sellers saying, I have to get short here because this thing is just straight up and just went through the whole dollar. And then on top of that, when it starts to come back down, you have even more people shorting as it goes back down through 3. You have people selling that bought in over 3, looking for it to keep going. You have a multitude of reasons why this thing is going to have that wash, right? That's what we're looking for. That's the edge. We're looking for all of that emotion that comes in on that jiggle. When that thing stops, people are like, uh-oh. Like anyone that bought up above 3 looking for this thing to go higher, they start to go, uh-oh. And they start to sell saying, okay, it's not doing what I wanted. I thought this was going to go to 320. You got the people starting to short. You got the people that were in down here starting to sell, taking profits, and then you get the wash, right? I mean, that's what's happening in a nutshell. And yeah, so we end up, making this line here, get another breakout, same thing. We actually hit the backside of this one. I think we just sat back down or something. I don't even remember what we were doing. And but as you can see, we actually didn't get that one until it started dropping. Took the wash, and what did it do after that, right? What's it do? Bounces back up, almost tries to go back to high day, comes down even lower. I mean, it's almost the exact same thing it did before, right? Came up, came down, tried to go back up higher, went lower. Went up, came down, tried to go back higher, came back down lower. And then what did it do? Went higher, went higher. Although this one faked out and ended up coming back down. Literally did the same thing twice. It was like somebody came in and was like, I'm going to do this twice today. Worked the first time. Let's do it again. All right. EBON. EBON, this was a good trade. Pretty simplistic trade. Let me make it a little bigger. Not my typical trade. Was probably a little bored on this one. Oops. you can see we kind of got to push through. And this, I mean, this was actually kind of grindy. But then these two candles here were kind of big. Not a typical trade. Through the whole dollar. $9 is right here. Is probably factored into my decision making there. Got up to 950 and rejected. And yeah, I mean, not my typical trade. Probably a little bit of FOMO in there. Looking just to get some trades in. Wasn't too much happening this morning. So, but I mean, as you can see, that was actually a pretty grindy looking stock. So, don't recommend ones like this. That's actually not an A+ setup, but it still worked. Hey, speaking of GDT, what's up, man? Sounds like yeah, happy birthday. Did not know it was your birthday until I saw your video today. And then I felt bad for not knowing it was your birthday. But you don't tell us anything because you'd have to kill us, right? Eyes, this was actually a really good trade. I really like this one. Nice extension, right? I mean, you can almost draw this line straight across from over here. But we'll just use this one for now. Just kind of that. And then you can see the volume start to come in. Get the nice push. And it looks like it went through 12. Got our first add. 12 was right here. Wait, kind of had it sideways there. So 12 is right there. We got our first add there. It kept on going. Got up to 13. Looks like it touched it. And I think I was waiting for it to pop through 13. It didn't. So that was why we got our add on the way back down. And got a nice flush, right? What do we got here? Intense move through previous resistance. Pullback. We get the bottom of that pullback, right? Pullback, let's see. 50% is probably right about there. Almost got to there. Got our last cover. We were feeling the price action. What's it try to do? Tries to bounce, right? Intense move, pullback, tries to bounce. What's it do after that? Or, well, technically, intense move, pullback. What's it do after that? I don't know. But you almost always get that bounce. After that nice big wash, you almost always get that bounce, right? It's all of us who shorted covering, right? That's usually the bounce. But do buyers step in as we're doing that and drive it back to the highs? I don't know. Does it die at the bounce right there and become sloppy seconds? Does it become the bouncy ball effect? See the bouncy ball? See it? I don't know. All I know is that on an intense move, you're going to get that pullback. That's the edge right there. That was a beautiful trade there on eyes. LGHL. This is a good one too. All right. Previous resistance kind of built up to it. Look at the volume that comes in. Boom. Get the push. No real key levels. The range on this one wasn't that great, so we had to take some more shares. Felt the jiggle. Got the pop. I remember I was looking for an add up through 4. I do remember this. Didn't quite get it. Got the nice pullback. And again, this one became intense move, pullback, tried to bounce, and then you get the bouncy ball. Right? Pretty standard one there. And then one more on RGLS. I mean, guys, we didn't have one trade where we made more than $8 today, and we still got 70% of the way to goal. I mean, yeah, I can't complain about that at all. We sized down to 25% of our actual size, and we still almost got the goal today. Let's see. This one looks pretty good. Previous resistance. Volume comes in. Big intense move. I mean, you can actually see the jiggle on this one. See this? I must have missed this at first. Like I was probably doing something. I don't know if I was doing something else. But you can see it formed a top. It tried to pull back and got bought up. And it probably tried to stop again towards that high right there. It probably ran into that and then started to come back down. And that's probably when I got my starter. Like looking for it to reclaim high of day, and it didn't. So we were probably looking for that break of 2 right there. And but obviously it had already happened, and then we were obviously wrong. And I do remember this one now, because this is the one that turned into a grinder, where you can kind of see it comes up and then look at it start to grind. But I remember as this came up and it started doing this little consolidation crap up here, and I was like, this is not the trade I want anymore, that we got to add up here. And then I really thought when this failed to go higher on this candle here, I got to add. So this basically turned into a 1, 2, pretty much at the same spot, because we were looking for this thing to go up through closer to 235, 240, looking for that third add up there. But instead, we just added it so that it was a 1, 2 down here. And obviously, as we hit that, it did try to come down and ultimately got bought up and went higher. Now, why didn't I cut this? Well, because I felt like there was no real pullback yet, right? But I did recognize that this was starting to turn into a grinder. I even said this on the live stream. So if you want to go back and watch this trade, everything's time stamped on my live streams, by the way. So if you ever want to go back and watch a specific trade, it's real easy. So this went up higher, and I told myself, if it does try to go higher, we're going to hammer this thing. Like, we're going to get our average up there. We actually want that fast move, right? We want this to go up to 250, all the way, like way up higher than the chart shows. And we can actually get our average way up there and actually get this thing to actually keep extending while it's still extended, right? There's no red candles in here. But unfortunately, it tried to go higher. We didn't get any ads up there because we were looking for higher to really kind of hammer down on it. And then ultimately, it ends up giving us that flush. On that flush, I realized that's what's happening. We get one more ad in there just to get our average up to where we can be happy with it so that we can get some take profit higher just in case it doesn't want to actually continue down. And that's exactly what we do. We end up taking profit there and there. So we tried to let this go lower, but as you can see, what was this key area? We actually had an order, I think, at like 204. I don't remember, somewhere. That would actually be down there. We just couldn't quite get down there. And it felt like it was forming support there. And it kind of was. But as you can see right out, because it formed this bottom wick, it started to go back up, and I just got out figuring just be glad that I got out of that trade for a profit, because 1, we started it early, 2, it turned into a grinder, and 3, we ended up with, some okay size, but at the same time, it wasn't the trade we wanted anymore. So the fact that we got out of that green, as you can see, it did try to get up a little bit higher, but even on these grinders, you still kind of get that same thing, right? You get the intense move into the pullback, right? And then tries to go higher, and then bouncy ball. So it's all relative. This one, sometimes they just happen to be a little bit slower. But yeah. All right, let me catch up with you guys one more time. I guess I gotta turn that off. I'm actually gonna put this back over here. How do you guys like that screen? You guys like that I can draw on it like that? I feel like I can just, being able to draw on it like that, I feel like I can just describe everything a lot easier. I feel like it's just so much easier for me to kind of go through everything that way. I feel like when I'm trying to like draw on the charts and do this, it's like I can give you a good idea, but I feel like it takes longer and it's just not as easy to see. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's just easier for me to do it that way. Yeah, I actually hit refresh a couple times earlier. Like, am I missing FOMO's video from today? How was your day? Same as always. Well, it's literally kind of his. I'm not gonna say it's his setup, but he definitely has mastered it, that's for sure. GDT likes to stop by Monkey so he can get a couple extra subscribers every time he does it. I'm pretty sure Monkey still has me blocked, so it wouldn't do me any good. For some reason, I'm the one that helped Monkey set everything up and get his stream running, but he loves GDT for some reason. I'm pretty sure he loves GDT because at the time GDT had all those subscribers, but now GDT doesn't. And so Monkey's probably just going to be like, who are you? I have more subscribers than you. Go away. GDT, who's that? Say 144T or 233T versus 1 minute chart. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Run Datu. Love the play-by-play with the drawing. Sweet. How do I do the drawing thing? It's a touchscreen monitor, and then I have a program called Epic Pen, so I use that on the touchscreen monitor. Can I draw an eggplant? Oh, I definitely could. But can you draw puppy dogs and ducks? No. I'm a really bad... I don't draw well at all. I see a pink dot on my screen, though. It's kind of bothering me. And I don't even have that program open, so it's kind of scary. I'm wondering if it's like a... Okay, so I did have it open still. It was down on my taskbar. Well, that's kind of all I have for you guys. Anybody got anything? Is there anybody here that wants the awesome... How many people are you here? I haven't even checked this, like the entire stream. That was actually a good stream. I feel like we flowed. We were flowing. 21? Got 21 people here right now. Draw B1's face. Yeah, here, I can probably do that on here. I can draw circles with this thing, can't you? No, you can't. Text note. No, that doesn't even... We'll make B a blockhead. This is going to look racist, but I have no intentions of it being racist. Oh, you guys probably can't even read that, can you? Yeah, I told you I can't draw. That's B1, and it says, "Oh, look at me. I am the best trader ever." Yeah. So, anyways, let's get the let's get the Wheel of Awesomeness out, shall we? So I'll see if anyone's interested. Team Isw Giveaway, 1 whole week. You can be part of the team. All you have to do is type 27 into the chat, and I will enter you into the entry for Team ISW. You get all the scanners, you get the chat rooms, you get me, you get GDT, you get David, you get Brian, you get all of us. But while we're seeing who wants to enter for that, I will be doing the Wheel of Awesomeness. GDT, Rundatu, Abdul, Kevin, O'Donnell, Eric Green, Augustin. This is for the Wheel of Awesomeness, by the way. Jag, the Lance Bass, Trader. We know Brian was here. We know my mom was here. Biz was here. Bish, a.k.a. Thomas, is here. Shin was here. All you gotta do is type in the chat. You get entered, and then I do a little check to see who's lurking in the background via the chat participants list, and we go that way. Wait, Adley was here? I don't remember seeing. Oh, that's right, because we were talking about Monkey. What did Adley say? I don't even remember seeing him say anything. That would be fun to see. Happy. Oh, he's just saying. Oh, of course, he comes in to talk to GDT. Okay, I got it. Warren. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Brian only gets 1 entry. Did I already put him in here? Yeah, I already put him in there. Looks like possibly everybody from the chat. Got Biz, Abdul Jag, Gustin, Zishan. Did I get Zishan? Say he might have pieced out. Zishan. Got my mother. Jeff was in here for a little bit. Brad was in here for a little bit. I told Jeff he won the shirt, by the way. I don't know if he told you, but I guess he was bragging that he's a skinny mini and that he wouldn't fit into the shirt. Alpine was in here. Constantine was in here. Look at this wheel. We had a nice little turnout tonight. Just put cons. And Jason was in here. All right, let's do our little sneak peek into the participants currently in here. See if anybody's lurking. Nope. All right. You'll give your spot to GDT? No. The Wheel of Awesomeness, everybody gets a chance at Wheel of Awesomeness. Yeah, you can't tell me you don't want a chance to enter into the Wheel of Awesomeness. That's not how it works. What do you mean double the chance? Oh, no. You're not getting his spot. Everybody gets one entry. All right, let me open up the second one here for the giveaway. So we got Augustin, Eric, Abdul. Is that it? And Zishan. Wait. Let me make sure you didn't win already. No. Zishan did not win yet. Danny Quackenbush won the Wheel of Awesomeness last week. Oh my, Biz Coke. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up so much. Biz Coco, is it Dulce or is it Dulce? 1 for Dulce, 2 for Dulce, or 3 if I'm completely wrong. All right, so one last chance. I'll give you guys until 10:22. If you want to enter for the Team ISW scanners, you have a 33% chance of winning right now. It would obviously be 25. I was wrong. Of course I was wrong. Is it? Oh, it's not Dulce or Dulce. Team ISW, you get the scanners, you get the chat rooms, you get all the participants, you get me, GDT, David, Brian, you get all of us cool guys. All of the members will all be in there for one whole week. You get to experience what it would be like for the team. The monetary value, I don't even like to mention that, but it is worth some money. The experience is what you're after. If you get in there, nail it down because, you like the odds from last time? Hey, nobody wanted it last week. So if you were the only one that wanted it last week, you would have got it. I always say, everyone's always like, oh, you better remember us when, you're rich and famous and stuff like that, and whatever. But it's like, if you would have just came when no one else was here, like imagine the stream next year and there's 100 people and I have, 50 people entering. You could have been here when it was just 3 people entering. I'm just saying. All right. So we'll give this another minute and a half. If all you got to do, I guess I should have said, you got to put 27, the number 27 into the chat if you want to enter for this giveaway. We're going to be doing that here in about a minute. Well, I'll make it 10:23. So you got 2 minutes and 25 seconds because I kind of screwed that up. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Are you talking about for the Wheel of Awesomeness or for the ISW giveaway, Zishan? And don't forget to hit that like button as well. I see there's 21 of you in here, only 15 likes. At least get it up to how many people are watching. Let's go. And it should be more because I would hope the people that were here and then left also hit the like button. So we should technically have more likes than people watching. Do me that solid. We're on the way out, right? Can't hurt. All right. Yeah, ISW giveaway. Do you want in this one? All you gotta do is put 27. Oh, you did put 27 in there. My bad. I didn't even see that. That's why you said, hey, it looks like Simon. You know where you had to repeat back the letters that pop up? All right, we got about a minute and 15 seconds. We'll do the ISW giveaway, and then right after that, we're going to pop over here to the Wheel of Awesomeness. Look at that wheel. Let's go. We got 20 people. I'm excited. Who's going to be awesome this week? I mean, we're all awesome, right? It's just a matter of who's going to be a little bit more awesome than everybody else. Somebody's going to be a little bit more awesome. Yeah, I don't put myself in there because my kids tell me I'm awesome, so that's all that matters to me. You're all my kids. I'm going to tell you you're awesome. Ooh, nice crack at the back. Anybody, I actually got this as one of my fortune cookies while we were waiting for 15 more seconds. Let me, real quick. It even has my birthday number. It has 27 on the background. Let me make this focus. Come on, focus, focus, focus. You can do it. Oh, it's so close. There we go. The stock market may be your ticket to success. This is just random Chinese food. And then the back, it's got the 27 on there. Just saying. I keep that one right here next to my crystal ball. Alrighty, here we go. ISW giveaway. Good luck to you guys. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the entries. And here we go. We got Augustin, we got Eric, we got Abdul, and Zishan. It's gonna be Augustin. Congrats, man. Yeah. Oh, Lance, you know I got the chickadee China Chinese chicken. Congrats, Augustin. Hey, all you gotta do, find me in the Discord. That's awesome. You've been so supportive on the live streams every single day. I'm so happy that you won this. Find me in Discord. I will get you hooked up over the weekend. We'll get you all set up, and you will be trading with us first thing Monday morning in the room with us. So I'm really happy that you won that, and congrats. All right, on to the Wheel of Awesomeness. To close it out, here we go. All 20 of us are in there. Pretty sure I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I am completely sorry, but I'm pretty sure I got you all. And here we go. Oh, you're El Pitbull? Gotcha. Well, find me in the Discord and message me privately, and we'll get you all set up. Let me actually write you down there. Good luck to everybody. Have a great weekend. Seriously, I appreciate you all being here. I hope everybody had a nice green week, and I hope that next week kind of continues. The previous 2 weeks before this week was kind of slow, so I feel like this week was actually a good representation that we are starting to get some of that momentum back, and so hopefully next week really starts to kind of take off. So I'm a little excited. Hopefully I don't get a little too overexcited. That's usually when bad things happen. But with that said, have a great weekend. I appreciate you all being here, and good luck to whoever is going to be just that little bit more awesome this weekend. Here we go. Oh, it's my mama. She's probably sleeping. My mama's always awesome. But, Mom, you're going to be a little bit more special. And I am so proud of you, Mom. Your whole life led up to this moment in time where on your son's stream on a Friday night in your basement, because that's where my office is set up, you are awesome. I'll see you guys Monday morning. Peace.